Good morning, welcome back. We're going to help you keep on rolling down that highway. Yes, we don't want you broken down on the side of the highway, and here to always help keep us safe on the roads is Brian Bowersock, our Auto Man. Good morning.
Good morning, glad to be here.
Good to have you here. So we're talking about timing belts, a very important part to the car. Without it, we don't get anywhere.
We are. And the reason this is a very important thing to talk about is timing belts need to be replaced at a time or mileage interval to keep them from actually failing, because if they do fail, the repair can often become very expensive. And then the second part we're talking about is the proper way to replace the timing belt and the components that should be replaced with it.
So how do we know best when it's worn out or it's just simply time to go ahead and change it?
That's a great question. So we don't want to wait till it's worn out. That's when things break. But every manufacturer has a specific time or mileage interval to replace the timing belt. Typically they run around 5 to 6 years in time-wise, or anywhere between 90 and 105,000 miles. And whoever's servicing your vehicle can look that up very easily for you and tell you, hey, you know what, this vehicle requires 105,000 miles or 6 years. So you want to keep that in mind, because the component is made out of a rubber or nitrile, and it does wear out, and from time and mileage and heat and all that, and that's why they have these intervals.
Are there warning signs in case maybe you haven't met the mileage and for some crazy reason it's wearing out quicker than normal?
They usually don't wear out quicker than normal unless a component fails, but here's really important part to keep that timing belt lasting as long as you possibly can up to the manufacturers, and that is when it is time to replace it, to replace all the required components with it, not just the belt. Such as here we have an Odyssey timing belt, new components for it. The water pump is run on the timing belt along with the tensioner, idler, the hydraulic tensioner. You replace all these components for a proper job. So one of the reasons I bring this along and bring this up is often folks will call and get a quote on replacing a timing belt, and it's just the belt, and therefore they get surprised when they get in to start having the work done and somebody recommends all these other components. So make sure and ask when you are getting a quote on a timing belt, does it include everything that I need, such as the water pump run by the timing belt, the tensioners, the idlers, things like that. It's best to get the entire quote so you know what you're dealing with and you get a quality job, and you don't have to worry about it for another 100,000 miles.
Is this a costly replacement, and would you recommend going to the dealership versus somewhere else?
Absolutely not. So facilities like ours use OEM parts and quality, same exact stuff, and it's a service that you can definitely get done by a qualified technician or a facility such as ours or other facility like that, and usually can save a little bit of money on the cost of the labor as far as that goes. But once again, you do want to make sure they are putting quality parts in. That's number one, and it's being done by somebody that's qualified to do so. So do your homework prior to, unless you have somebody of quality you already go to, and just make sure that you're getting what you should so that the job's done right and it lasts for a long time.
Any chance you can give us an idea on the price range of what we can expect to pay?
They vary from car to car. So some of the smaller 4-cylinders are $300-400 job. You can get all the way up to like a $1,500 job on some of these that are V6s with other components and things like that. Some of these have dual timing belts, so there can be a lot into it. So my best suggestion is per make and model, get an idea of what you're dealing with prior to, and you can obviously plan this, prevent a breakdown, get it done at the right time, and you keep on rolling down the road.
That's right. That's what we want to do. Keep on rolling down the highway. Thank you, Brian, so much. Really appreciate your time and your tips. Always so helpful and keeping us safe out there on the roads.
Glad to be here.
Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
All right, still to come on CW6.